Okay, our report shows that in 2014, it was a devastating year for those caught up in violence and conflict in all regions of the world. The global response to conflict and abuses by states and armed groups has been shameful and ineffective. As people suffered an escalation in barbarous attacks and repression, the international community has been found wanting. Governments in all regions are failing to deliver the promise of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, freedom from fear and from want from everyone. There are 160 countries and territories included in this year's report, with regional and country-by-country analysis presented. For the first time, Amnesty International is presenting a forecast of human rights trends until the end, basing our forecast on analysis of developments in 2014 and previous years, as well as on the extensive experience of our researchers, including experts in the field.
I'm sure we all know what's going on. Severe restrictions were recorded since August, when a government crackdown was initiated using the Sedition Act. This has now, in recent weeks, expanded to using the Penal Code. 2 people were convicted last year, Adam Adli, who received 10 months, he's a student activist, and fellow student activist, Safwan Anam, who received 12 months. Both are out on police bail. As at the end of 2014, at least 16 face charges. Swaram has figures as of 2 days ago, which said 40, at least 40, 44? 44 face charges of sedition. Charges and investigation of sedition. Serene from Swaram. Death penalty. Malaysia is a retentionist country. We still have the death penalty. We practice the death penalty. Death sentences continue to be imposed, and reports indicate that executions are carried out in a secret manner. This is not new. We have highlighted this many times. Maybe to prompt you, in April, we will be releasing the death sentences and executions report for 2014, which is also a country-by-country report, and it will capture figures on Malaysia as well, as far as we can verify them. Arbitrary arrest and detention. Authorities are still using the PCA, the Prevention of Crimes Act, and the Security Offences Special Measures Act, SOSMA, to arbitrarily arrest people. The PCA. Discrimination. The Amnesty report also logs that authorities increasingly are using religion as a justification for discrimination against minority religious groups. Police and security forces. Persistent allegations of human rights violations by the police. A. Coogan was singled out. He died in police custody in 2009. And at least 13 other people in 2014 who died in police custody. The government continues to reject the establishment of the IPCMC, or the Independent Police Complaints and Misconduct Commission, and we hope to see a change in this. Refugees and asylum seekers. Malaysia violated the international prohibition against refoulement by forcibly returning refugees and asylum seekers to countries where they faced serious human rights violations. This was seen when Malaysia returned asylum seekers and 2 asylum seekers and a refugee to Sri Lanka last year. The Amnesty has been coming out with an annual report for years. This is the first time that we are actually making global predictions, studying the trends of human rights violations and the positive steps that were made. I started out by saying that 2014 was not a good year in terms of human rights progress. 2015 and 2016 don't look too great either. 5 global predictions, the first being deepening threats to freedom of expression or freedom of assembly. The continued rise in armed group attacks, with populations forced to live under their quasi-state control. We expect a worsening humanitarian and refugee crisis. The current refugee crisis is the biggest we've had in the world ever. Continued rise in popularity of political groups campaigning on discrimination agendas, and a rise in communities confronting powerful corporate and economic interests.